but nature stripped. He's a force of nature today. Can he do it? Chautauqua, he's flying. Yeah!
But Kevin Tari hit the front celebrity.
But this is a blitz. It's a weak blitz.
Have a go, you mug.
Welcome back, Mugs. Mugs and Muggettes of the Mugs Sphere. As you can see, we've gone from penthouse to absolute shithouse. We're in Mum's basement, let's be honest. Last week, a little bit of a gut out, but as you can see, mate, the sponsors, you're sticking faithful to the big H. That was good, but we've certainly been bought out by Black Soil Bloodstock.
So. I think by the time it Gallopers, we owned 75% in Miami Fleece. So
yes,
depends who you ask.
Not the good 75% either.
No.
Beaters, good day last Saturday. Winners few and far between, but it was.
It was a tough day punting wise. It was a fun day though. We had a good time at the track.
Good day, yeah.
Fun day.
The crew?
Yeah.
I don't actually think I tipped one winner at Eagle Farm.
No, I didn't.
No.
I had two,
You
so
had
I was lucky.
that's not even enough.
I didn't have any
one
money
each, yeah.
by then, thankfully.
Right. Western Empire got rolled at the shorts in the
that
West.
was. And we had a smart one.
Just
Fell in.
That was worrying as well.
Well, that was the
Multi
nation's
was
god.
That was a certainty more.
I think we just need to move on real quick, wasn't we? Look, in our defence, it was. You can't really see it here, Mugs, because again, as we said, we're locked away. But we sort of expected a heavy track, and we had Thursday, Friday, and Saturday mid-30s, not a cloud in the sky. The track, I think, got back down to about a soft 5 or soft 6, didn't it?
So, I was like,
you know, and yet I guess that's the thing when you're looking at your heavy form and you're thinking how races are going to run it.
Like
turns upside down.
The recognition stakes, like Ballistic Boy was like 12s in the 6s because they got the upgrade to a soft 5 just before it. So everyone's gone, get on Ballistic Boy. And I don't think he's finished yet. Like he's still paddling.
Still going on, and well, that was when I jumped off Tambos.
Yeah.
Just because I thought, well, it's not wet enough for Tambos, mate. Here. Look what happens. The TJ Special gets the job done. 4 winners on the day for the big dog. So
the money was just good generally. I think most of the day there wasn't too many. There was the odd one early in a couple of the country championship races. I think.
Hi Harry backed off the map.
Yeah, it was absolutely plunged.
Oh yeah, as you do, mate.
There's a few like that, but later on in the day, anything that the money came for, got up and won. That's pretty much how it works at Doom. But it's one of those tracks like Flemington and Randwick, those kind of surfaces. So there's a bit of variety, but Doom. If the money's hot, just.
Well, speaking of tracks and hot, that's what we've got this week. The Hot Eagle Farm Rail is back.
Yeah.
9 races.
We're happy to be back.
We got the rail's in the true. That's what I was checking. We're looking at the goods, and look, we've got some breaking news. Now, Lloydie, you're a journalist by trade.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Anyway, good luck to you.
It's a loose term.
So what's I guess the etiquette for a journalist to get some breaking scoop news from someone in particular? Do you organise the time to talk before, or what do you do?
I suppose naturally, but in recent days, I guess probably best way to sing out over the fence when you're full of piss at someone that works for IQ.
Well, not IQ, mate. He's on the board of the BRC, so that's what the Mugs do for you out there, Mugs. We get the breaking news on what's happening, and we've got the update to the minute with Eagle Farm. So, as Lloydie said, we just rode over the fence going, boys, give us an update of the greatest track in the world. What's going on? We've got Saturday's meeting, 13 weeks. Eagle Farm's having off. They're the only 2 parts of the story I remember. 13 weeks for a bit of coochie or something, I don't know, you're the grass man. Is that what it's called? Is that what it's called?
I don't think it's going to take a lot longer than 13 weeks to get that.
Oh, well, you won't see Eagle Farm for 13. I think it's a bit of a last-ditch repair system to hopefully avoid the old rip-up post-Winter Carnival. So, watch this space, we'll see. And it probably works out well, because you got Magic Millions have their host of meetings, and then coming
they start to sort of shoot around a bit, don't they?
Yeah, so I think it's a couple of months there where it's probably not even going to be used, but as we've seen the last month, it would be great to have a pretty all-weather-proof Brisbane based.
You shift all the meetings out to Royal Ipswich, mate. It handles it famously, mate.
2 there the other day, didn't we? Where, I mean, one of the hot topics that we'll chat about this episode was big things in 2021 racing. I think it's just the Queensland storm season of abandoned meetings. It's unbelievable. I don't know, has there been any races added to this cup?
Not to
I don't
this one,
think so.
no.
To this one.
No.
Not from Ipswich yesterday.
I think, well, there is... So, Mugs, even on that...
There's a
well,
few dual nom though. Like
yeah,
a couple
and we
of
do have a card at Doomben tomorrow, but we're not going to go over that because it's a pretty professional meeting,
Just got
so to
the
speak. But I
Won the
think
Brisbane Handicap, but
Brisbane Handicap.
Nick Nova should be winning that, you'd think.
But I think one of the Ipswich races has been added to that card too. But we need to get stuck in, don't we, boys? Because it's our last one for the year, so we need to send the Mugs home bloody happy for the year. Because we'll be crawling back come Magic Millions in your inboxes again. Because we'll be up and about. We'll be heading down for a Ripper weekend. Hope you guys and girls are as well. But we're going to need some money because last year when we're sitting there swaying and the bids are getting up to 100k, geez, I was chopping your arms off and you were chopping my arms off because there's certainly not that depth in the pockets. But we're going over the mile. BM80 to kickstart us off. Now, Lloydie, we'll start with you, mate, because you're usually on my right. But
flipped around,
but
down the flipping switch.
that's why. Usually I go to Ben
Thank
because
you,
I know he's going to set us up to pick up from there. So you got the task of giving us absolutely the shit show early so that we can hopefully save the segment. But how are you looking at the form this week, mate? It's been a while since we've been at Eagle Farm. Is it horses for courses for you, or is it best racing just comes to the top?
Not so much horses for courses, but I've gone the style of Eagle Farm in that. I don't know if you've jumped off it or not, but it might be that old form reference, jump on one that Bean's hopped off. But I'm sticking with one on the quick backup from the Country Cup, a Moody Bay. Olivia Cairns has got it, Justin Stanley on board. It was it was originally the favourite in that Country Cup challenge on Saturday, drifted out to nearly $10 from one of the wide alleys, got a long way back and rattled home into fifth, beat him just on 3 lengths. I figure it's got to like Eagle Farm, with like runs at Mooroombah and Mount Perry, like that'd be on the dirt. So
Much
probably
the same, really.
Probably used to it, but it's formed out in South Australia and Victoria previously was good enough to be competitive, and I just think barrier 8 is the outside alley or one from the outside. It's going to get back again, but there might be a little bit of speed there to sort of finish off. I think it's $19, in a race.
It's a half the price, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tough Bay.
Race. And,
Is it a good old, is it ex-Paddy Payne?
Yeah.
Western
It
Bulldogs
is. We
colours?
were talking about it on Saturday. We were talking about it on Saturday for a fair while there.
Well, another great tried horse, successful purchase, success.
That's right.
We're one of those stories too. But Ben,
I was keen on one pretty heavily on. There's no jockeying on, but I think that was because it was due on for Ippy on Wednesday. I think Alderman can knock this off here. It's
he's in a bit of an Alderman love phase at the moment, isn't he?
It's pretty it is pretty hard to catch the old bloke, but look, $11. It'll lead from barrier 5. Kicks and wins. I think the rail and the true at Eagle Farm, it scares the crap out of me because people go, oh, we're back at Eagle Farm. They'll be running on. No siree. That's not how it works. It's inside 3 lanes, and they generally just kick on the turn and win, even though they've got to run about 6 kilometres down the straight to get there. So look, I think it can. I think it can get the job done. I'm getting $11 and $3.30. It was $2.70. It was $2.70 favourite Wednesday at Ipswich in that meeting. I think it was a certainty. So happy to be on at the price.
There you go. Some Alderman fans out there too, mate. I'm sticking with the combo of Jay Lloyd and Chris Muntz, Smart Media from Barrier 1. You said lead there, Bean. I'm hoping that's the case, and I'm not too far away. Utilising the gate. The gun apprentice, mate. He'll do what he does. But just seems to be the Eagle Farm horse of the lot, and I'm talking 1 win from 8 starts here, but it's 1 more win than the rest of these lot combined.
Going through the form, it was pretty hard to go with Eagle Farm proven horses because I went through a few of the races, and most of them don't go a yard. So there was no push there in a lot of the races. So that's a tip for the players out there.
But look, even last start, I think up at the Sunny Coast, that seemed to be a pretty decent little race. Darleb won that one up at the Sunny Coast and come out and won again. Obviously had the tax accountant covered that day, gets a bit of a weight swing and should have its measure here. $6 each way in race 1. Is there 8 runners to get an each way play?
Yeah, I think there's 9.
Oh my gosh.
Thank
Get
God.
your bets on now, Bugs.
Touch wood,
Get your bets on now, because if they get scratched in, I'd rather take $1.20 to place for 3rd with no 3rd dividend and scratchings galore. That's how we're going to play it.
Sure.
Race 2. Well, it doesn't get much easier. Or does it? I don't know. Maybe there's something that we're seeing that I might not be.
I thought it was a pretty hard race.
Jakey Bayless, Stewie Kendrick, Veta Velocita. Barrier 4 is your favourite there. $4 you're getting for a favourite, which isn't too bad in a 3-year-old handicap over the 1400. Bean, is it short way home in race 2?
It'll be the short way home because barrier 1, jump, run, lead and win. Indiscreetly for Georgie Cartwright. I think it's the overs in this race actually. I'm pretty keen on this one to be fair. It was eased down over the 1300 first up at the GC. Jump led. I mean, the Gold Coast obviously favours those on paces. That's so it did have favours there, but she eased it down the final 50. It'll get 1400. No worries at all. Sticks carries 54. I'm happy to be with again. I want to be on horses that are
On
going to
pace.
give a side. I'm sick of this.
Sick
Get
of
back
nicking overs, mate.
get back and praying for luck kind of jobs that I keep giving a hand to. So yeah, I think the inside with this. I mean, it's going to be a good rock hard inside.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you. $11 again. Let's go.
You're going to be leading. I'm going to be running on from the back. I'm on the toppy. They give number 1 saddlecloth for the best horse in the race, and that is Atiro here. 5 starts, 2 wins, 3 eighths. So it only knows how to win or run 8th. But look, it's, first up this prep ran 8th of 8, beaten 7 lengths in a listed race at Randwick behind Marzu and Battleton over 1200. Then went to Wyong and looped the field and won pretty convincingly that day with the big weight on its back. And then back to Rosehill, ran 8th of 8 again behind Bluff and Bluster and Lease against the older horses over 1500. So I think back to the 1400 does go up from 51 to 59 off its last start, but back against 3-year-olds in an easier grade. I thought barrier 8 it is going to get back, but there is a bit of speed there. And I just thought the fact they haven't gelded him yet, he's a flying arty colt, might be, they might have a fair opinion of him that they want to try and keep him as a colt for a little bit longer. So I'm happy to be with the toppy here.
Yeah, okay. It's good pushes there, boys, but I'm going to have to stick with the right-hand man this week. Just think you're right, mate. Jump lead, best chance to win on the day. And you're right, Lloydie, 51 to 59 is a bit of a jump, and Georgie's taken 5 kilos for that horse.
Yep, I'm pretty happy.
At the overs, pretty good. But
That's a nice Quinella play. Ours wins and yours runs.
That's right. Storm home second.
Storm
And Danny Bagor, he's popped on the sub. I haven't heard much of Danny, but he's got a couple in the listed race that we'll get to later today. But he's got a handy little carpet.
Yeah, he used to have one. I reckon it was called Ginger Rock, maybe.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah,
it was sort of one of the
Ran
up
about.
and about for a little while there, and a few nice races. But yeah, apparently got a nice 2-year-old too. Might actually be in the Callaway Gale.
Yeah, well, he's got 2. So he's got Moet, who won last start at the Gold Coast there as well. Just bringing it up now. It was
Better go lightly.
That's the one which was smashed on debut, scratched at the gates. If you remember that, I think it played up, and they had to go back to the trials and get some things right there. But but it should get a start. Should be running. So if you're looking at your form guides there, Mugs, for a couple of races' time, don't put them away yet. Now, boys, we'll reflect on the year that was, and we'll come to our first segment. Drew up a few little, there's pretty much big dick moments for you guys and girls out there that follow us for unfortunate reasons, but biggest punting successes of 2021. So there's a few. Now, as I said,
I'm not laughing because there's lots.
we put this early in the show just because I knew it probably wouldn't go too long. But there was a few that did come through. Satanta was pretty popular at $67. I know a friend at Sky. Not that fella, not a friend. Can't name Sky personalities on the show. You get in trouble. But I remember at that day where it was lobbed at 67, and who was Mass Destruction was the Quinella. That was a big win. Very elegant for myself in the cup. That's probably all I've got to float. Just come along with me and do those ones, boys. Any standout for you, Lloydie?
I reckon I went back through a few of the bet slips and tried to find a couple that stood out.
And that's the worst thing you could ever do, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? But one from a futures perspective, Kookaraa during the Queensland Derby, that was a nice result. I think I might have been on the 30s early on. It started 10s, and then there's actually a one that I reckon is probably the best spruik. It was a 5-leg multi on Tats Tiara Day. And it was
I remember that.
It was
Zaydani and
it was like Tutakaka like $1.30, Incentivise at $1.30, and then I just threw it like Zaydani was $6, shooting for gold, and I think it was Sweet Thomas in Sydney in a 2-mile race. So Those 5, it was I think it was massive odds because Darnie was 8s and whatnot. So
That's right.
that was probably the best sort of, I suppose, throw at the
Successes,
dart
mate.
come off. And then obviously Nature Strip in the Everest, that trifecta, that was a fill-up. But they're the only 3 all year, so...
Yeah, well, and as you see, we're doing this show from a basement today, mate, so it obviously
not
must
from
be
the surface
the most memorable year we can think of.
Caulfield Cup Day for me was the best day. I just had a bit of a fill-up in general. I think I picked the winner of the highway down in Sydney, 10 legs or 10 beers or something, whatever that horse is called.
Say you
10 bells.
10 bells.
You're reciting your highway victories, mate. That's how good you're going.
That's how good it was going. Incentivised obviously had a fill up there, and then had a fairly decent piece of a $900 trifecta in like race 2 or 3 of Festival Cup Day, which I was pretty happy about. I only had 4 in and 3 of them lobbed obviously, so that was pretty handy. But I think. Yeah, I honestly, futures have been a murderous exercise for me this year. I think every time I put them on, I find out a week later that they've, pulled their toenail or something off and they can't race. So I'm steering clear of the futures bets. I'm just going to be launching big on race day because I tell you what, it's been pretty ordinary.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, can't really make money on the futures anymore, can you? Just once a year, hopefully. Well, look, futures. Speaking of, Magic Millions 2-year-old. So if you do have any futures market ambitions, there's a few in this race that you probably want to start thinking about early because Palazzo Spirit, I think it's up in the market in the 2-year-old world.
$17 in the millions market.
And it's only because Coolangatta's $1.15, so let's be honest there.
Probably deserve it up to the trial.
Yeah, that's right. Well, even on that, you've got Boxing Day. We're going to see Coolangatta here. I don't know if they'll run again before Millions, will they?
Not listening to the way they were talking, no.
So
way too close, wouldn't it?
Well, they offer that 7-day backup from the Pearl into the Millions, which has sort of been proven.
And it's cash money anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, it's cute.
I think that horse is going to have any trouble.
Well, I was going to say, a lot can go wrong in a short amount of time for 2-year-olds. So you just want to hope that... Well, that's the thing. If you're on something other than Coolangatta, and that happens, you're laughing.
Yeah.
And Palazzo Spirit might be the one because $2.70 in this field, and it's done the tick, the hardest tick in Queensland racing, and that's one from one at Eagle Farm.
Yeah.
So good on it.
Yeah.
And you get Superstar Jock Bailey North back in the saddle, so he's pretty up and about. Fit as a fiddle, I might add. Yeah, that's right.
With the man ourselves.
Yeah, that's right. Sorted him out. I did. Fuck, I'm trying to work on Lloydie now, so one head case at a time. Hey,
that's right.
That's why I don't even bother this guy anymore. Jeez. But you got a few unraced here as well. So 2-year-olds, race 3 over the 1,000. Lloydie, is it jump lead win or something like that for Palazzo?
There's a song about taking the words right out of my mouth. Yes, jump lead win.
Great.
See?
Yeah. Yeah, I just have proven horses like that. There could be a superstar hidden in there somewhere, but it's all trial form. It's 2-year-olds. It's just a
keep him hidden.
I'm shocked
until
we had
after
$3.60. Like,
Yeah,
it was opened $1.75 on debut. Got out, admittedly, but still won. Didn't look hard to do.
I just think you got to trust the form. It's one.
Well, it didn't have to do a lot, did it? Like the fond memory from
the only one I can see banning it is the 2. Hard to say. From Jason Deemer's stable. I was on it last start actually. It, ran 4th in the Breeders' Plate behind Cicada and then came out and ran 6th, but barrier 11 in a 14-horse race. So it was off the track on a heavy 10 and sort of it looked gone and then it was gone and then it sort of just kept grinding. Like it probably should have been beaten. What was it? Beat 7 lengths. It probably should have beaten 15 and run last instead of 6th. So I reckon barrier 2 can get a softer run and onto a dry track might suit, but I can't see it beating the fave.
No. Yeah, no, 3 from the mugs there for Palazzo Spirit. Let's go big dog Bailey. And then we move on to the ladies edition here. And this one's a bit more open. So big dog De Bagua, who we were talking about before, Moet saddles up there at $11. And the unraced Better Go Lightly Spruik at $5.50. There's been a bit of money on other bookies other than our friends at Sportsbet there. So again, you got Exo Lady, your favourite, 2 from 2, Burn Forster, 1 from 1 at Eagle Farm. You probably know what's going to happen.
They're pretty successful at Eagle Farm, those two.
Jump lead win, kick dick lick. Which version do you want, Bean? And is it Exo Lady for you? And that?
No, I'm keen on a bit of a roughie here. I was on Hattusa first up at where was it? At Eagle Farm, and it sort of looked. I think it, to be honest, it was exposed too early down the straight and just wobbled like a goat down the for the final two or 300. Just did not run straight, but it was headed inside outside and looked gone, and I was like, oh, this is no chance here. Then it jumped off the canvas the final sort of 100 and sort of kicked again and was pretty competitive. It was beaten less than the length, and it handled Eagle Farm. So look, I'm happy with it. It was handy in the run, and I think it'll be close enough. And it's sort of the fact that it lifted when it was headed to, that's a decent push for a 2-year-old, because often they can fall to pieces and just crumble and run past. So $23.
Is that what you reckon?
Each way all day.
Coolangatta in 2 weeks.
Mate, who knows?
The stable won this race last year with a very good filly called Sweet Dolly. Kevin Hansen, they've got another pretty handy one in Heroic Angel by Heroic Vella. Had the one start up at Townsville, started $1.55 on debut and absolutely brained them. Slow away out the back last. Justin Stanley hugged the
that was
fence.
that one that was just like the certainty, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Every man their dog.
I think I might have even made it the around the grounds that
Yeah, I
day.
think
Like
you
it was
did,
just
yeah, it was
a
like,
living, breathing sort of thing. And look, it's $26. I know it's got to jump from barrier 14.
I don't remember backing it, so
Yeah.
that's not listen to that week.
I remember you sent it to $1.50 and I think I looked at it and I was like, oh, well, I can't be back in that.
Well, then
short.
Then I reckon you probably malted it with the trots bet that time at Albion Park.
Yeah.
The $1.05, mate.
$1.05.
That was even better.
Oh,
Yeah.
value.
But no, look, she's $26. She will probably get back from barrier 14 unless Stanley can, try and ride her a little bit more positively and try and slot in. I don't really want us to try and see her loop the field from out there, but and find the front.
There's a track to do it though. She's gonna get injured.
That's right, and from memory, Sweet Dolly was off the track last year and still won. She was probably not as good as Sweet Dolly, but $26. Got that North Queensland form. The other one, Better Deal, Rocky form. One started the track for a win, and it was a very good win too. It was $1.40 on debut, but scratched a couple of times now. Trialled well.
Well, they don't bring her to the big smoke for nothing, do they? So it's going to be a bit of a push in that. What's any news on Sweet Dolly? What's she doing? Just spelling?
Last I heard she wasn't too far away, but
Because I don't think she's a millions horse, is she? Unless there's like a wild card race for her.
I thought she was, maybe.
That was cute as Jewel. Whether they are,
Maybe
whether they're
not.
not, we'll find out. Well, she lines up in the 3-year-old guineas, I guess. We'll find out. There we go. I'm not with Exo Lady. I think she's a bit vulnerable from barrier 9. I'm sick with Moet. Okay, yeah, man of the moment. I think it can. Rosa Shiraz is probably the other one that can lead from the inside there as well.
Overs?
Hey.
Is it overs?
Yeah. Well, if it's just that way all day,
Well,
It really depends how the track's
it's leading and going. But can just see Exo Lady maybe being 3 or 4 wide.
Yeah.
And 2-year-olds don't really know how to get there and then
Pull
back.
right in that lane.
And Jimmy Byrne will do that. So, one from one of the Gold Coast. Georgie could have a decent day for the Monks, so we'll get around you, Georgie. Don't worry about that. But just hope it might be able to just sit off that pace. Could just be ready to swoop late.
Yep.
Getting a good price for anything other than, anything really.
Yeah.
You're going to get a better price for what's coming up in the next. And I'll say it again. Lead. Kick. Dick. Lick. Win. Just go. Apache Chase from the 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 31 rating points higher than the second best horse in the race. With a 107, and then Pantara's with a 76, and it's carrying level weight. Good luck.
It's a disgrace.
Pantara did trial well the other day, actually, on Tuesday. Beat Shooting for Gold and F Troop. Showed plenty of speed, but this is 1400 first up.
I don't really care what it showed. Just races
Yeah.
a joke.
No.
It's a mockery, really. Apache Chase's run. What did it run?
$135,000 to the winner.
Yeah.
And it's spotting the Stradbroke.
Spotting the strategy.
Won the Wheatwood. It went down and ran 5th in the
Golden Eagle.
5th in the Golden Eagle.
Yeah.
4th in the Golden Eagle.
It's like seriously.
You wonder why.
Where are the horses?
Because it's restricted to 4-year-olds, but where are the 4-year-olds from Sydney potentially coming up? Because it's not Queensland exclusive, is it?
I don't think so.
No, surely not. Unless it is.
That could be.
It would
Makes
hopefully
sense.
make sense if it was.
Yeah.
Because it just seems, it's a 4-year-old. It's not listed, but it's at least worth more money than anything in Sydney this weekend.
Yeah,
at that level, isn't it?
It's just crazy stuff.
Anyway.
Yeah, we'll win, certainty.
Yeah, $1.35. It just seems like the overs, doesn't it?
Forster's already
especially if they are running on, like leading, I should
Forster
say.
and Bone have already eaten the celebrated
Yeah.
cake.
Oh, yeah, pretty much sew it up. It'd be a good little throw all your multis in or patch a chase in a race 5, and hopefully you don't watch the world burn. Jim burn, that is. All right, well, look, mate, it could hit hard next week if that absolute declaration doesn't get up, because we might have to have a special segment from Rage Inducement. But Ben, what have you got for us this week? Something?
Oh, mate, there's a bit of a special one here. I was looking through because I've tried to pick ones for beans in the sea. I try to get them ones that are running on the weekend, so I make myself a little bit vulnerable if the
and you
disaster
just go
strikes.
through all my tips and just pick one of mine out and
Mate, the record's been pretty good, so this could be the end of me pre-Christmas. But
I'm talking wop, wop, wop. That's some wet ass.
mate, in the sea this week, Mass Destruction mentioned it earlier. The thing's a non-winner. I know it's only had 15 starts, but it had 3 wins. It got average starting price of $3.20.
yeah.
$3.20. You're losing money if you've been back at every start.
I know.
It's had 10 placings. The thing just does not win. It doesn't like the post. It sees the post and does the old jump, shifts to the side or something. Let something run past it. Last win was a year ago, October, 20th of October, I think it was. TJ is the master, so forgive me to mock him or have a go at him, but this, he just, if he can turn it around, good luck to him. But I just think it's simply no good, no chance on the weekend. I think it's race 8.
Race 8, currently about $5.
Yeah, no hope. So I could be eating more words on Saturday.
Saved 100 for Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas lunch, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like it.
Okay, well, I've just looked into my tips.
Nick's tipped it.
Thank God I'm not on it this week, so that would have been very, very, repetition from last week then, wouldn't it, mate? Race 6. Well, look, there's a bit of a formula so far today, and it's Jim Byrne, Desley Forster, lead and potentially win. You got Georgie's Pride from Barrier 2, who doesn't do much wrong other than that.
Other than win.
Other than win. She's getting a little bit costly, isn't she? Brave though. She's been down to Sydney, mate. You know, took on the Rose Hill Canuffs. But you got Snap Dancer up here.
Yeah.
Dual nommed. I think there's still a nom in for Sydney, but he'll be going to a Magic Moons again anyway after. Yeah, after finishing. He finished third. Is that the jump off race? Was it?
Probably
Crone's race. That's right.
Wow.
Crone jumped the Snap Dancer. Well.
Yeah.
Form is there for all to see, isn't it?
Yeah.
Got another one coming up here though, Expat. And if you want to talk lead and win, well, there's a few leaders and winners in this race because this thing doesn't do anything other than that, and it's put together its last 3, but first up was pretty damn good, just getting the job done. Big Dog Lloyd. We're wearing these Black Soil hats for a reason. There was a former Black Soil one in there that's now with our good friends at ERC in gear. That's another leader.
It is.
Forget your tip. Who leads the race?
I think Georgie's Pride does. I think she leads in gear, probably sits off it. Good on you, Sonia. No jockey yet, but it led in the trial the other day, so you usually see it go forward. But yeah, I don't think they'll be able to cross Georgie's Pride from Barrier 2. Jimmy will hold the rails. You mentioned Georgie's Pride though, a bit of a non-winner lately. One horse that is a winner is Eloquently, won 6 straight and then ran second its last 2.
It's favours here,
Yeah, it does.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah. You know, first up on the Sunshine Coast poly track, you know, a lot of horses just aren't handling it. She was $1.20, she went down a lip. And then second up, went into that listed race last Saturday, got beat 3/4 behind Miami Flice. That's pretty handy form, really. The quick backups worked for her before.
Quick backup.
I love a quick backup.
She actually went. She beat Miami Flice back in July 24. Beat Miami Flice by 2 1/4 lengths. 7 days later, came out and beat Lady Bamford Eagle Farm over the 1300. So almost an identical setup here. Outside alley, I don't think it's an issue. We mentioned all the speed. She's going to be able to cruise over and slot in 4th, 5th, 6th, that area. I think she gets back to her winning ways, and she's won from one at Eagle Farm.
I'm having two bets here. I'm with expats for the major
so
portion of my bet. I just think it's the class here. I don't think Newham's gonna bring one up here to be mucking about too often. I think it leads from the probably won't lead Georgie's Pride, but may just sit outside or just tuck in behind them, be right on pace. And then I'm having a saver on Cicada.
No, you're not.
I am. I actually think at $15, I think pretty impressive last start. I know that I was a mad favorite of her. I jumped off her because she's gone pretty ordinary, but I think she might be close to back to going pretty good. And I think this is at $15. It's a bit sort of like, while the alligator blood bet last week didn't go that well, sure. I'm happy to have another crack here on Cicada. I think she should just be sitting off them. Look, she handles a good service. Yeah. Eagle Farm's not a query. I think at that price, she should probably be about $8 or $9 in this field, and she's just way over.
Can she go around Saturday as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. On expat, I originally had it on top. Is the dry track a query? Because if it was a wet track, I'd have her on top, no worries at all, because all her form's on a heavy. But I thought coming up, Eagle Farm first time goes from a heavy 10 first up onto a rock hard Eagle Farm track.
It's probably a query, but I feel like they'll just scratch her if.
But at the same time, it's they're
gonna know that, aren't they? Surely, and if it's an unknown, they would have done some kind of work. You just got to trust the stable. I think with stuff like that, they either pull them out or
they win the Magic Millions, mate.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Stable. Oh, this fella's probably got a good argument. That's Kieran Marr, Lord of the Dance Floor at the Hamilton Hotel.
Yeah.
Disabled toilets as well. Snap Dancer. I've just got the potential of this is a good horse on top.
Yeah.
He's got a massive. He doesn't sit back, but he's got a huge turn of foot, which pace is going to be bloody on here.
Yeah.
If this thing's right. Maloney was pretty damn good on in gear last start. He's off. Yep. I don't think they want Steph on. Steph's on that. But in gear, I think just has to lead. That's his MO. But Snap Dancer, you probably it's on the drift. I think you get a better price than $350. But he could be the one that's absolutely snapping and dancing home late.
Yeah.
Okay, good race though.
It is. Yeah.
Real good race. So a bit of a preview probably for that 3-year. Is it the no? Well, they're not all 3-year-olds, are they?
No, they're all mares.
All mares. The mares race at Magic Millions, so they'll all be headed that way. So doesn't matter. You can't get any markets for it now anyway. Talking about futures, so just follow them on.
It's a genuine stitch up though. It's a mockery. You go through all the platforms and there's just nothing available anywhere.
3-year-old race.
And it's like.
And the market says
and then
different.
And then they'll come out and there's no the value's gone because it's not even what is it? It's about a month
5 weeks away.
Yeah.
Mate,
just
get this.
A month.
So I've got a young 2-year-old who's coming up. I'll announce when we're ready to race with the months yard. Send the old message to our friends at Bet365. Not even the other. They're real good friends.
Yeah.
So I had to send through the Racing Australia link on the horse's existence because they didn't know the horse. Goes up $51 in a futures 2-year-old Magic Millions market. Never trialled, wasn't even registered with whoever at the time. And I was like, you're just picking a number, putting it up.
Yeah.
Thought bookmaking was a job.
You know hope, are you? Yeah, it's crazy.
No. And it's probably $51 to have a race before that.
Yeah.
For then. That's the odds.
Speaking of odds, there was a market. I saw someone actually backed it, but $21 in the Ashes day one yesterday for the first ball wicket. Like $21 for that. Should be
100 to 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good on
wicket first ball.
Winning,
but
it's
just the market. So, but like I was looking, I think Sportsbet have got, I think it might be Cusack and I want to say its name's Cover Star or Cover Girl or something who ran first and second in that Ballarat Magic Millions.
Oh yes,
the
Phoenix. Oh no, Sportsbet. Yeah.
Sorry, the horses ran first and second in that race, so they're $13 second and third favourite in the Millions, whereas Ladbrokes have got those two like $26 and $31. Like there's just
it's all over the shop.
Yeah,
it is.
No one's got a clue.
No one's got a clue, and it sucks that there's an obvious clear standout with obviously Coolangatta because you can dead set catch them so off guard if you're following your 2-year-old racing. Yeah. But you'll have ones in Victoria this week that might line up $2 in a 2-year-old plate and you're getting $40-$50 for the Magic Millions still.
Yeah.
So
that
obviously
was
they just
area that I got 300 to 1, and then 20 minutes later it was $26 fifth favourite after a trial. But
it's a great trial.
yeah, it was a good trial.
Yep. So there could be a hope for the futures punters out there, being.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I reckon
just
I'm sort of playing a chip away at a few at bigger odds, and then probably on race day if I've got overs on 5 of them, then you smack Coolangatta if you're having a collect early, and you walk away positive from all your futures races if Coolangatta wins like she probably should.
Yeah.
100%, boys. And one thing I'm positive of is the next race is an absolute cracker. Race 7, the Brisbane Handicap. Listed conditions, listed prize money. It's always good to get some cash back for the good, hard people up here in Brisbane racing.
I think it'd be better if you remove horse 4. Other than that, I'm happy to have. I'm happy with the field. Other than horse 4.
Well, look, we know the Sugar Boom ride, and it is fast and furious.
Well, it is
Generally for 990 metres.
I think you meant 890 metres.
890, yeah.
It's come
It's
up
not the
short
Gold
of
Coast
900
900,
metres
is it?
as well.
Look, it would have been a fading third at the track for after 3 attempts there for Sugar Boom. But don't worry, mate. I'll give you a spoiler alert. I'm not on Sugar Boom this week. And you get $9 for it.
No. This will be the day it lobs too.
Well, the big uncertainty though is you've got Shooting for Gold, your favourite. Now, look, probably best horse in the race on upside, but when you run into a barrier, you throw your jockey off and you scratch yourself from a race last week, that's got to give you some question marks, doesn't it, Lottie?
It does, mate. It gives me a few very nervous jitters, I think. Yeah.
Well, at least last week we got the money back.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
Right.
This
I've got
week,
enough money to have a bet this week, but look, I thought I had him as the best of the day, first up in that Swiss Ace place behind Zoostyle. Zoostyle's come out and won a Group 3, but Totally Charmed was better than him. Like, I don't think there's any doubting the fact that, he's gone straight past him. I know second up, Shooting for Gold's 3 from 3, but Totally Charmed's 5 starts, 2 wins and a second. Second up, never missed a place in 5 starts at Eagle Farm. 1,000 metres is his go. I just thought his run was better than Shooting for Gold. I'm happy to be with him again when he drops a kilo. Shooting for Gold drops a kilo, and obviously dropped a kilo as well. So yeah, I don't know. Totally Charmed at 5. So I thought that was a better bet.
I'm with Shooting for Gold. I think it just. I think
it's better.
I think it just wins. It's a better horse. Second up, it improves. I just don't think there'll be any issues there. I think Archer's Paradox is overs though at 20s.
Jumping on mine, mate.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive.
Jump
last
where you
start.
win.
I don't think it should be. Not when you've got horses like Sugar Boom and $9. I just think if you're gonna back a leader, I think Archer's Paradox probably the one out of that lot that you're gonna that or Usman of are probably the two you should be having a crack at it. But I think Archer's Paradox at 20 is it's about double the price. I reckon it should be. So happy to have a small play there as well. But yeah, look, I'm Shooting for Gold. I think you think it's black type. I probably agree with you, and I think bigger and better things and just ticks this off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with the Gold as well, mate.
Yeah.
I've put that in my mind. I don't know. I thought
just back the best horse in the race.
I thought it was
it's the best horse in the race. It's on ability and current form, really.
I thought Totally Charmed was the better run, but it was also a lot better of a ride last start at Sunny Coast. Like Bozza, I mean, he fucking jumped it 4 wide and didn't get in, and still was able to hang on just for third, and then kicked and so barrier 9, it's going to be able to settle. I think Totally Charmed 2, barrier 3 could be a little bit sticky. There's a lot of horses in front, just whether.
He's got that sort of explosive tone of foot.
Yeah,
he only needs one look at him, like it could be 100 to go. He could be absolutely trucking in behind him. If there's half a gap, he's still going. Like, I don't think Shooting for Gold can match his tone of foot like that. But if Shooting for Gold's got the chance to really wind up and build into the race, but
I think they're year 2 though.
I think so.
They're year 2.
Like Usmanov with the big weight, like he's the class. Like 1,000 meters first up.
Yeah.
The Odyssey, he's on track for another Magic Millions race.
Yep.
Kyle Lee's not been
quick.
awful either. It's a pretty good. Actually, it's a pretty good race.
It is a cracker. Nidor was good in that same race at the other.
Simply Fly doesn't like winning, but always runs a bottler. I don't know. It won about 40 in a row, and then one kicker stint
Done
in the
the rider
barrier
that day,
and it's
and
not gone a yard since.
No.
Yeah, a bit disappointing for the Lib stable, really. But anyway, yeah.
And Steph's off it, and she ride Totally Charmed usually.
Yeah, she's
Just
on.
ride Sugar Boom, but whether or not
Sugar
that's just to ride for
And
the
Plague
boss.
Stone down the bottom. That's an ex Dolphins?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
That was a.
I backed it in a Blue
I was
Diamond.
going to say, I'm pretty sure it was favourite, even for Blue Diamond at one point.
Like $6 or $7, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably hasn't won since.
No, it's
Well, it didn't
no.
win that anyway, but
It won. I remember it won an absolute heavy 45 one day.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's rocked up somewhere. I think it was up
The
here.
amount of them that are turning up to Dolphins and just the ex
Yeah.
Victorians
tried
and, that,
more
and,
story,
and not
mate.
just
People
not
want.
just with not with the big stables. Like obviously you've got
Yeah.
a few of the TJ Golem stories that are pretty good ones,
Mm.
but they're all over the shop. They're just popping up
Oh,
like you
good
know.
Dolphin Horse is up in Rocky.
Yeah, it's out of yeah,
like
it's
that
out of
Namazoo, like it.
Yeah.
It went out and won. Well, it might have won the Cairns Cup.
Yeah, I think it did. We were on that day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it won like
that's why we're on it.
all the Guineas horses, like those races and whatnot. Yeah.
They go okay, so
They
yeah.
do.
just gotta pay it.
Well, it's
Have a
good.
look at the
Yeah.
sales out there, mugs at the Magic Millions. Might pick yourself one up.
Almost brings
Yeah.
a bit of a price tag when they're an ex-Godolphin, doesn't it?
Nice.
Alright, well, Mugs again, threw out a few questions to you out on the old Instasphere, but it's been a big year, but it always leaves a little bit of time this time of year to think, geez, I'm excited to see a few things go around that next year. Of course, we'll have the Magic Millions that we talked about 2022, but want to open it up. There's a few common names that were coming through. You got Profondos, your Western Empires still, your Coolangatta was another one that. These are some pretty big booms. Mr. Caroma, of course, was another one. Project Paperclip, another one. That we want to see next year. Is there anything top of the head, boys, that you've got that you just sort of know, I reckon there's going to be a time for strike for me next year. I'm going to make a bit of money. He's been. Look at that, straight into it.
I'm very keen. I think, I mean, it's no secret, but I think everyone who's into racing even slightly moderately is keen to see SPO.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
That
that
was
was just
one.
ultra impressive Cup week. I've got in my notes, any race just wins. It just looks like a freak, actually, like legitimate freak.
I guess that's the.
Profondo.
Sorry to interrupt you there,
Yeah.
mate. But when they're that good and they're that young, you don't even know the distances yet. So
I don't think
No.
you even need to know with it.
Like, you just
that
could
was
be
that was the mile, I believe, that start. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so it's
That
you know,
was
is it a sharp miler for say an all-star mile? They go, well, this is
Could
our
be
big
Cox
Cox
Plate runner.
player in the spring next year.
Profondo, I agree. Western Empire, it could be anything.
Western Empire, I think it's out of the order.
It's out.
Oh.
It hurt itself in that race, I think. Well, like
Right. Jeez, that's good.
Just
Breaking news.
I don't quote me if you're holding off having a bet, but just do your research because I think I heard something about that.
Yeah.
Well,
right.
Incentivise is probably the other that's
It's out of the winter.
it's not on tap, but
Yeah.
it's out for the foreseeable future, and then they go out for the winter. Well, obviously it's out till the spring next year. Then,
I think even when you go through that All-Star Mile, with about the top 6 in that All-Star Mile field, could be anything. Because I mean, we saw Animo was super, but could still be absolutely anything. There's no cap on ability there. I'm pretty keen on, always been keen on Last Crusader. I think next year finally starts getting through the gears and can turn the tables on a few of the
all the
a few
big
of the
dogs
rivals.
are potentially going, aren't they? So
Yeah,
you got
so I think he can lead the forefront of the sprinting, and I'm pretty keen on. I think it's Mick Price stable Extreme Warrior. It didn't run that well in the Coolmore, but I think jury's out there. I think it's got a bit of spruik, and I think it can go pretty good in a few of the big sprinting races. So there's a few. Should be a good year actually.
Yeah. Two I'm probably keenest to see back. One of them not as much as the other. I'll start with the lesser one first, but I'm Thunderstruck. He's got plenty of untapped ability.
Yeah.
Golden Eagle winner, obviously. I think he's nominated now for the All-Star Mile. He's sort of the one that we don't really know what he could get to. He's probably bred to go a little bit further as well. So a Cox Plate next year might be.
Yeah, he could. I think he'd get a Cox Plate.
Yeah.
Easy.
And the other one that could have very well been the same horse I mentioned as the best win of the year, but wasn't, was Hitotsu. One I sprinted 50s in the Caulfield Guineas and didn't back it in the Derby when I mentioned it too, and came out and absolutely pissed in the Derby.
Yeah.
So at just 4th or 5th career start, second up for the
They're
third up for the preparation.
They're a freak yard.
Yeah, so I think wherever he goes in the autumn, it's going to be him and Hitotsu in those sort of 3-year-old staying races. We're going to see them clash in probably the Randwick Guineas, the Rosehill Guineas, and the ATC Derby, but maybe even a Queen Elizabeth. But yeah, Hototsu is probably the one for me that I'm most excited to see how he comes back, and Profondo.
Yep. No Spanish mission in your numbers there, mate?
I'm looking forward to seeing him go around the Birdsville Cup in 6 months.
Yeah, fantastic. Hopefully we might own him by then.
Quite every night.
Yeah.
I'm in Folks colours.
Could be a good plan. Oh, imagine that. Oh, Birdsville, look bloody out. 2 to go. We've got to keep the focus because the mugs are relying on us this week. Boys, race 8. We've got 1,200 metres. Class 6 set weight, so you can get some horses that might sneak in here. And we've got Chicago Cub for a new trainer, I believe, at Leach. We're in, still got the same colours, so whether
it doesn't actually. No, because I looked at that on here. It's similar by the looks, but the yellow, royal blue zigzag halves, right sleeve yellow, left sleeve royal blue cap.
Righto,
There you
okay.
go.
That'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, I can't even think of what.
Well, if you don't like Chicago Cub and it's $71, so not many people might. They might like Royal Witness Bean. What do you reckon?
Oh, give me a break.
No, we'll move on. We might like Garibaldi. Oh, no.
Mate, I can't.
Boomtown Lass. Mass Destruction. It's an open buffet, mate. What are you grabbing for dinner?
Look, I'm keen to see how Garoppolo returns. This is not his goal, obviously, but look, want to see sort of a nice
$5 you getting for
nice run there. I think that's unders in this field, definitely. Not in this field, but over this sort of trip. It's just simply not its go kind of thing. Look, I'm with Dusty Tycoon. There'll probably be a fair bit of money out of it. It might
Mate, this isn't your 2022 horses to look forward to.
Might start $2. I'm with Boom Spender. The jury's out with Garibaldi. I just don't trust it. It's pretty simple. Boom Spender has some pretty good form around Contemptuous and Go Goal, which I think either of them come up the shorts here and favourite. Draw middle of the pack. A lot of Forster's horses, they're always sort of sitting handy. They don't necessarily have to lead. I know Apache Chase obviously leads, but I think either of them can take a sit. So, and this is just the classic Burn Forster Eagle Farm. They're the triple threat here, and I think they can have a bit of a fill up. So happy to be with Boom Spender at about $10 or something. I think it's a good bet.
Yeah. Got the cap on. Got to be with Garibaldi, I think. Look, last time he was in a class 6 at Eagle Farm over 1,200 was going back 5 starts, 1st of May. Absolute certainty beater behind Fender. Still on the floor. Still haven't recovered.
I remember that day. I was all over Garibaldi too. When
last race of the day.
I wanted to hang myself.
Out wide.
It was horrendous.
Jeez.
But look,
hasn't the mood dropped in here?
Yeah, God, remind me of that. Why did you bring that up?
Sorry guys, but look, no Fender here. Fender he is a class horse, there's no doubting that. Since then, 4th in a BRC sprint behind Emerald Kingdom and Tafane. Tafane won Stradbroke at her next start. 5th in a Hinkler Stakes behind Superium. I think that was on Stradbroke Day. 7th in a Ramornie behind Southern Lad and Fobiter. And then first up, blew the start. It was 4th out to $14 first up in the Swiss Ace Play. Bizarre. And the money came early for it. So it was out the gate,
it was 14s into 4s, wasn't it?
And
then it was
back out. So I don't know what went on there. Maybe worst part of the track up against the inside fence that day after it missed the start. But worked home all right over the 1,000. He's going to be one that'll, much prefer getting to 1,200. Eagle Farm, he's performed well enough to be competitive in a race like this. So I'm happy to be with him. Just got to slot in from barrier 6 under run already. But best horse in the race, really.
Oh, it is. I just can't.
Mine's just a simple trust thing. I just need to see if and at the $3, I'm just like.
You're right. It's the easiest field, and still quality field, but easiest field is probably
quality with an asterisk, probably quality 12 months ago, maybe, but since they've been.
Look, that's why I'm wearing the hat because we haven't had these hats the whole series.
That's right.
So because we haven't bought them and we decided to get some. So now we can channel the energy, all right? We're Black Soul, we're Team Black Soul, and Garibaldi is the leader of the Black Soul.
Pin-up boy, isn't he?
He is, and it's a really bad pin-up boy that you want to have. So look, he's on top for me too. One I'll give a shout out for, down the bottom of the weight, explosive quality first up. Getting 30s, it absolutely exploded on the scene first up last prep. Huge win. Since then I was keen to follow it. Gold Coast, won it some odds, and then they just kept running into tracks that they didn't want to go to. Wet tracks. Scratched about 6 times. Threw the whole prep off. So, like, if anything, they were pretty pumped for this horse to be back the last prep. So, have a save of their mugs.
The one I wanted to
Exotics.
give a little mention to, and I know first 2 months is probably average, but Dr. Why Not, $41. Like,
tough horse, that thing.
Yeah, like 6 months ago, you go back to May, like second to Axe, second to Genzo the Wolf, fourth to Desert Lord. You know, like that form's good enough for this. First up, 1,000 metres, run off its legs behind La Palmiere, and then 12th of 12 behind Tycoon Evie. Like, she's a group winner. I thought he could jump out of his skin back to class 6. Massive odds. Throw him in your
Trifecta.
Yeah.
Numbers are on screen. Okay, get out stakes. And we've got an absolute classic edition here because it is wow. Just wow.
Just leave the track early if you're them.
Racing Queensland go, boys, we're a great fan of your show. We love what you do for the product. You know, turnover this year alone has been tripled, and it's pretty much because you guys defer so much attention on backing short things and they lose. So, they've given us $8 a field by programming a summer provisional no wins metro race.
Last 2 years.
Last 2 years.
Yeah.
So,
The
here we
final.
go. So, it's dead set the final of horses that haven't been able to win.
Yep.
So,
In the city.
I reckon if you go through, if we had a greatest hits, every one of these horses has probably got the mention. And now they line up. It's pretty much a Mugs handicap to finish it off.
It's hard, isn't it?
All to do, it's pretty much sums up this race, and it's your favourite at $7.50, $8 or better. The rest, there's about 55 horses, not going to go through them. We're already given too much time to the segment. Bean, short and sweet. What
I'm
goes
on
here?
Jacama. I just won here prior. I'm trusting one of the better jockeys in the race, and Sammy Collett's starting to really get it together. She's pretty smart. Look, barrier 3, Drawn's doing her work. I think we'll be able to sit off them and just has that late turn of foot to jump past them, $8. But mate, this is I won't be begging the race out there much, I can tell you.
Oof.
We're in the basement, and one thing that's missing for me is a dartboard, because that's what we need.
Yeah.
You know, just sort of blindfold dartboard. But look, the way I sort of went about it was, I did the form and did what I thought could win last week and went none from 10 at Doomben. So why not go the reverse? So one horse here, 5 starts at the track, never run a place. 1 start at a distance, never run a place. Never won beyond 1,200 metres, and this is 1,300. So Boa, why can't it win? And barrier 17. So yeah, why not?
Oh, can't give you any reason why I can't, to be
But
honest.
I thought it's run first up over 1,200, hit the line nicely. And I thought, well, an extra 100 metres can't hurt. But
And look, if it wins, it's coming home like an arrow, which sounds
Exactly.
pretty cool to
Yeah.
say around.
I just hope you have a bet on
around
it at the $18.
yeah, you watch it win, I won't be
Jeez.
on.
How crazy, and even on all those credentials you gave us, you're only getting $18.
$18, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Should be 81.
Ben, I'm a bit worried because I found Jacama on top too.
That
Barely,
scares me
but,
as well.
but yeah, I guess Sam Collett, she's on the scene, and Mugs, go watch the replay of its last win. Did you see that replay?
Yeah, that was her.
Yeah.
It's probably close to like one of the rides of the year in Queensland.
Missed the start.
It was an
Went through traffic,
Yeah, it was an
and look,
absolute
and it meets Love Yous All better at the weights from that race, who I didn't mind in the race as well, but figured, well, if Jacama gets the better run, it's going to absolutely transit.
That's
It was
right,
pulling away on the line.
Yeah.
So yeah, terrible way to come home in the last, so we'll leave it at that. And Spruik the Mugs up with the best of the day around the grounds if you got one. Lloydie, what's the lock looking like this week?
Lloydie's lock, race 2, horse 1, Atero, from at Jimmy Byrne. I just thought it can loop the field and win. And the around the grounds is going to Sydney. Just a choke on the water. Going to Sydney, race 8, horse 15, Steely, $5.
The Villiers, I believe that's listed
Yeah.
racing it down there. Yep. Good luck to them.
Race 3 for me, Beans Banger, Palazzo Spirit, Jump Lead Win. I just think it's the best horse in the race. It's crazy overs at $2.60, and around the grounds, on one black booked. I've been on a few times. Brasada in Flemington race 2 draws the pole. D Oliver on sticking again in town. It gets back a bit, but I'm hoping he can hold a bit of a position and. Yeah, we'll have that big long straight to wind up and get going. I think it's about $9, so I have to be on that each way. It's a nice bet. I think it's Corsten's team. maybe?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe. So does that mean I can have a chase from Oz's must have?
Yep.
Wouldn't do that to you, Mugs. I'll give you something better. Race 1. I'm actually pretty keen on Smart Media. Hasn't missed a place second up. 5 from 5. Just a bit of a awkward race. Race 1 at Eagle Farm on we don't know what's going to happen day at the races, isn't it?
Yeah. Get it out of the way early.
Yeah, that's right.
Road day.
Be a hero or turn off the TV after race 1. That's the way to do it. Race 7 at Flemington I'm going to for the Around the Grounds. Now, there's a horse that a few people are going to cringe when I say it. A few might enjoy it because it put together a few little decent wins last prep. Sartorial Splendor down the straight. 650.
I caught it a couple of times.
1,000
and
metres.
then it's gone. And it cost me a few.
It's a bit nature strip-esque, you could probably say early, like real fast horse down the straight just seemed to be the
It was
wheelhouse
good at
for
the
it.
valley too for a few runs there. I think
Well,
that
that's
was where
right.
I caught it. Just wrapped around the greyhounds like a boss. Yeah.
You got Rosado in there too.
Oh, same race, is it?
Rosado down the straight. That thing was
Actually-
an animal down the straight.
Oh, actually, on that, interesting, Parsifal's in there as well. It was one of 3 Australian horses nominated for the Dubai World Cup race meeting. Like, Parsifal. Yeah, Will Clarken's the only Aussie trainer who's taken 3 over apparently, or nominated 3.
Gee, alright, well,
Good luck.
hasn't won for a while, so might need to, change jurisdiction, obviously. But yeah, Sartorial Splendor, I thought at Flemington, don't really know what's going on. Well, it's Kensington Stakes, so I guess that's their main event, but can't really compete with the Brisbane racing scene. Now, boys, we've been dragging on a bit today, but there is tomorrow at Doomben.
Yes.
Now, to put you on the spot, we've got a listed race, the Brisbane Handicap. Maybe just give us your winner for that, for the Mugs there, race 6 Friday night at Doomben. Lloydie, you got one for us?
Yeah, I thought Nicanova, clear best horse in the race. Kubrick's favourite, but
Jeez, it is too.
spare me.
This is why we let's save it for the end.
Yeah, no, look, I thought Nicanova on the 6-day backup should be very hard to beat. I got a best bet for you too.
Okay.
In the first race, You're All That. Ran 3rd on debut. Mystic Aroma ran 4th.
Yeah.
The winner, the 2nd horse, the 4th horse, the 5th horse, and the 9th horse have all won. So You're All That just needs to find the front from barrier 13 and wins that race.
Okay.
Surely Ligulate's overs in that race, isn't it? I have to be on, I think. I think I'm on Ligulate, $3.90. I don't know how Kubrick's come up favour. I know it's strung 2 together, but wow.
That's
If he comes out and wins that, I almost would give it away, to be honest.
We just snip that audio.
Yeah, I think we've got too many of those audio grabs of Kubrick. Yeah, no, Nick Nova as well for me. So that's at 5:15 p.m. there tomorrow, Mark. So if you've listened before then and you've got a winner from us for that, good job. If
What
not,
time's the
don't worry
cricket
about it.
knocked off on in the afternoon?
5 o'clock, I think. 5:30
We
probably.
get from the
Get
other
straight there, mate. Swim across.
Gabba from Doomben.
Yeah, but it's going to be pretty quick. You're a pretty quick car.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll call the Batman B off and get it organised.
Yeah.
Alright.
Mugs, we got Mystic Aroma on Sunday.
Sunny Coast.
Yep.
So watch the IGs. But
Yep.
thanks for listening, Mugs, for the year again. So we'll pipe the airwaves up just about that week before Magic Millions, I reckon. We'll have a suss out and see what's going on. Depends on these two contract negotiations, how they go. So
Re-sign.
sports bet, just pull the wallet out again for them. Can't do this on my own.
No.
Ciao.
Cheers, Mike. Cheers, mate.
Merry Christmas. Woo.